All right, good evening, everyone. It is December 15th, 2021, and I'm very honored and excited to be here this evening. My name is Debbie Kral. I'm a Pro 7. I live in Ocala, Florida. And Think Like a Pro is a group of 6 elites that got together and want to bring you information from different points of views, bring you a variety of information from each of us. Our group is Pro 9, Greg Deeker, Pro 8, Sonny Belanger, Pro 8, Vandy Flake, Pro 7, Pro 8, Kai Hayes, Pro 7, Dr. Jean DeLucia, and myself is a 7. So thank you guys for jumping on tonight. I know it's a really busy time, but most all of you know my story. I've been in the horse world all my life. I was dying to get out. I didn't know how badly I needed to get out. It's one of those not a job, it's a lifestyle. It was 100 hours a week, and it was every day. You didn't have a day off. But that was what I chose to do. Working at the top of any game, they pretty much own you. But I didn't know what else I was going to be able to do. I was like 57 years old when I decided that I needed to do something else. And there's not too many places you can go and create a 6-figure income, which is what I needed to be able to leave where I was. And as odd as it is, I try to always tell my team and people, it doesn't matter that maybe you think you've talked to everybody you know. I love one saying, it's like they're making new people every day. So there'll always be new people out there. And the person that brought this to me was a complete stranger. He didn't know that I was dying to do something else. I'm sure most of my friends would have never come and even asked me to do anything else because I was already working 100 hours a week. I had no extra time. And so it was hard. I had to squash it in there in the beginning. But if you want something bad enough, you can make it happen. And so I'm forever grateful for 2 brothers that approached me and wanted to show me something. And I've always been open. I'll always listen to anything. And then I'm going to go check it out and see if there's some real validated science and information. And thank goodness there was. And I still couldn't believe that I was going to do something different. And it took me probably about almost 2 months before I went to a big event. And I went only to an elite academy to prove to myself that the money wasn't real. The business probably isn't really real. I knew I wanted everybody I knew and all their horses on product, but I didn't believe this was a viable business until I went to a big event and had my eyes opened. But I'm excited tonight to have a real mentor for me, Kyle Brown. He's a Pro 5, and he and his brother are the ones that introduced this to me. And he says his brother came over and his wife, and they showed me a product, and I'm like, rolled my eyeballs. I look at products every single week. Somebody brings me something to look at, and there's generally nothing there. So when I looked at it and it was real, then I had to make a decision on, was the business real? But Kyle's the one who brought it to me, and I am forever grateful. It's been fun watching this last 9.5 years, his family grow, his business grow, to be able to see him really have some time freedom where he can watch and see his kids grow up now. So I'm going to bring on Kyle Brown. Thank you so much for being with us this evening. And if you would say, take a little bit and right now, just tell us your story.
Sure. Thanks, Debbie. And yeah, thanks everyone for being here. I'm Kyle Brown. I live up in Saratoga Springs, New York. And I'll forever be grateful for Debbie. She says I'm a mentor. She's a huge mentor. She's helped me a ton in the business and with it. So, and my brother and everybody that's on our team, I'm very grateful for. And so my story is I've been with the company 9.5 years now, about that. And I was a huge skeptic when my brother brought it to me, and he's awesome. He, came and said, well, you got to take a look at this. It's, we can't say it cures, mitigates anything, but he was saying, it really, really helped his dog. And it did, because I had just been down there and saw him and saw that his dog was, about ready to go to doggy heaven. And he gave him this. He ran into one of these presentations and took a bottle home and started giving it to his dog. And within 3-4 days, he made a pretty big turnaround and lived another 2.5 years. So so initially I got in because it was my brother, and you know, I believed him with his dog. So, but I wasn't going to do the business. You know what, I really had no idea what network marketing was. I'd never done it before. I heard a little bit about it, you know, and so fast forward, he came up in the summertime, and we ran into, we were over at that, actually we had our kids, we went over to watch the horses train in the morning, and Debbie Kral pulled up next to us in a equine therapy car. And you know what, they went over and talked to her, and you know, so you never know who you're going to run into. We didn't know her. We didn't know, you know, who she was, but she knew what, you know, the oxidative stress was. And she's always been ahead of the game in her career. You know, she's always been kind of being the lead in her field with equine therapy. And so she knew what oxidative stress was. She knew that reducing is a huge deal. And that, you know, led her to, she took off with it. And I was still skeptical, and it took me a while to get on board. And but I finally did, you know, through the help with, you know, my brother and Debbie, and then other people in the group. And you know, I haven't, you know, it took me a while to get bulletproof within the company of knowing what we had. But once I did, it makes it easier to invite with it. So anyway, long story short, it replaced my insurance income that I was doing within about 2 years, you know, and I'm able to do this full time. And I have 3 sons, 14, 11, and 5. And my wife and I are busy with them and raising them, but it's allowed me, and I'm so grateful. Thank God. I always say it found me. I didn't find LifeVantage, but you know, it allowed me to have quality time and quantity time with my kids. You know, I help raise them, and I'm in their lives a lot. You know, I'll pick them up from school, and so Becky still does. You know, my wife does more than, you know, I don't want to say half and half, but I'm in their lives a lot, and it's fun, and it's tiring, and it's careful what you wish for sometimes, but it's pretty great. So, and it, you know, is that kind of where you want me to end with that, Debbie, or?
Yeah, I mean, what your story is, you know, the other thing is, like, maybe you could tell us, you know, why, you know, we realize like it's replaced your income, but why, what made you say, yes, I'm going to go all into this in LifeVantage? Because we were both the same. We were skeptical. I don't know if it was an event for you. That's what it was for me. But why did you decide to say, yeah, this could be the ticket?
A couple things. Like after I started taking the product, within 2 weeks, I could feel a difference with my knees and stuff. So I knew it worked for me. And then, you know, I did the research on some of the studies and stuff. And for me, I started seeing money come in. You know, I was like, wow, you know, this monthly check thing is pretty cool. And I thought I was going to be a Pro 10 in, like, you know, under a year, and you know, be getting a private jet soon. And but so that took off, and that was, you know, because of what you were doing with your business. So um but you know, the studies and what we have, then when I really looked into it, it was like, man, how do you not get involved with this business? Because it's something special. Nobody else has what we have. We have all the patents, we have all the studies. So that's what excited me with it.
Yeah, that's very, very close to mine. I had to have the science. I'd looked at a lot of things that didn't have anything. All they could do is tell you how much money you're going to make. And then here, this company, you know, they told me that, you know, you could make money, but I was such a skeptic. I wouldn't even let Kyle's brother, Justin, he was trying to explain to me the comp plan. And I was like, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I wouldn't even let him tell me how you made money, because I didn't really believe that you were really going to make any kind of big time money here. So it was really probably about a month. I'd started getting a check and a check, and the check grew and the check grew. And then finally I just had to say, okay, tell me why this money's showing up. And so that was when I learned something about how our commission structure works. And I was just such a butthead about what I just didn't believe enough to even pay attention on how you could get paid. So
And it's
that
a
was
different business model.
very
It's,
exciting. Huh?
it's a different business model. It's network marketing is different than, other businesses. It's interesting. And so we had to learn, and that's part of it too, personal growth. I've gone through huge personal growth in the company, in the last 9 years, just, working, just trying to do better with it. And in all aspects of my life, it's helped me to work on. So very grateful with that too. And there's always going to be struggles with it. I mean, we get a lot of no's in this business, so you got to be thick-skinned and tough and be able to, have it. If they say no, roll off the back. They're not saying no to us. They're just saying no, that it's not right for them. It's their timing, not ours, and that's really frustrating. And
Yes.
just as an example, I had a guy come on as a distributor, and he was up in Maine, and met him in Saratoga. He was from here and moved up there a while back, and but he was up there and signed on and was ready to go, and he's in the witness protection program now. He's just silent, crickets, no response, and but that happens a lot and with this business, and we can't, it's not like we're their boss or anything. We can't make them do anything, but it's real. The money is there to be made in this company if you treat it like a business and work at it and don't give up. Number one, especially,
Oh, absolutely.
which I almost did in the beginning. I almost gave up. I was, it was crazy. My brother, God bless him, he was like, he he put up with my negativity and pessimism, but
Well, that is something that we have to go through. I know I didn't believe, and I know I'm not the only one that said this, but when I got involved, they would tell us what's going to happen, and that people would say no, and you don't listen. It's like, well, no, not my friends. No, not my family. Guess what? Yes, it was all of them said no. I didn't have anybody really too close to me that said yes, but I didn't give up. I just kept working and finding people. And one of the biggest things was when I realized, because I did have a lot of people jump on board with product, because I was very excited about the product and I knew that it could do something. And we did have a lot of horses that, turned around pretty quickly. And of course, every horse owner's got dogs. And so, you have a lot of positive action going on like that. And so I stayed excited about what we were going to be able to do to help our animals. And I wasn't so big on the people in the beginning, So, later, I saw all of these benefits happening with the people, and I stayed excited enough to not quit. And that's what Kyle's saying is, when you quit, then you're done. The only way to fail in this business is for you to quit, because if you keep trying, you keep putting this in front of somebody, you will find the people. You probably hear a lot of big numbers a lot of times, how, teams have got hundreds of thousands of people on their teams. And I personally couldn't imagine how that worked, because it is a different business model. Most of us that have worked for ourselves, we're the ones who go out and do the work, and we get paid. And when we don't do the work, we don't get paid. And we get used to that, swapping those hours for dollars all the time. And this business isn't that at all. This business is about just putting it in front of people and finding the ones who are excited about it right now. There's probably going to be a lot of people out there that maybe tell 2 or 3 people, and somebody said boo to them and they leave. It's because they didn't find the ones who wanted to do it right now. And so that would be, I'd say, a really big tip, is to don't quit. And the other thing is, how fast do you want to do this? If you want to put on 1 or 2 presentations a month, it's probably going to take a while. I hope you got a lot of years if you want to try and hit Pro 10, because we can't. You just don't get in front of enough people. So if you want to do it fast, it's just do the numbers, put more presentations out there. I know when I was running for Pro 7, I was doing 40 to 45 presentations a month. And that was when I was still working. I probably wasn't working 100 hours then. I was probably down to about 80 hours a week. But I knew I wanted what LifeVantage had, so I had to go squash this in to make it happen for me. So that was a good one, Kyle. Don't quit. And we all have obstacles.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, we all have obstacles and we all have excuses. One of the things I say to myself when I think I'm trying to make up an excuse for something is that, I make that the reason instead of the excuse. And in this business, we're all going to have distractions and times that we're going to wish we quit. We want to quit. It's hard. It's difficult. You didn't want to hear that last no. You knew this was going to be the one. And I know I listen to a lot of motivational tapes. I still love listening to Jim Rohn. He's one of my favorite.
Mhm.
So, when you hit obstacles, are there certain things you say to yourself, or are there things that you listen to that help you get back in there and get in the trenches when it's hard?
Yeah, I love Jim Rohn and Eric Worre, and when I was first doing the business, it was the proven plan type, but all of those things are all incorporate. They all say similar stuff to it, and it was just it took time with me because I was I went from like a low point in my life to getting back to where I was, and so all those really helped me, and they still do. Now I have different things that I'll listen to, and um but it I always am listening because my kids, they speed skate and stuff, and so I'll always have my earpods in and be listening to you know personal growth stuff and all stuff that's helping me become a better person and grow my business, and so that helps me out a lot. And the thing I, that you know when I run into like people that are saying no a lot or something, I will call somebody and talk, and try to be like, oh man, explain that, talk to them about it or explain it to them and get it off my chest and try to, get back to it. Because if not, I'll stew on that, and I'm easily distracted anyway. So I just gotta stay disciplined and on a daily basis and try to focus. And otherwise I'm off, I'll go, out and shovel or rake the lawn. So I gotta stay focused with it, but that's all personal growth, it all takes time.
Excellent, excellent answer. Especially the, reach out and ask, just you just want to unload on somebody. You just want to tell them how bad that day was, and then sometimes after, I know I've done that before, and I'm talking about so and so, and I already know that it's just that's the way it goes. But once you say it, you can kind of let it go. And I know in the beginning, I held a lot of things in. Yeah, I'd be so angry. This person needed this so bad. You're talking to some person that's a good friend of yours. You know their situation, whether it's their finances or their health situation, and we know we have answers, and they're just not going to look at it right now. And that's the part where you have to, you know, toughen that muscle up in your brain. You've got to teach yourself that, and a lot of you've heard this. It's just not. And I can't say, oh, it's just no forever for this person, because I'm still going to hope I can help them somehow. So it's just no for now. I can live with that. I can drop it, take a deep breath, and go find somebody who's ready now instead of a big absolute no, when you can change their life if they would just take a look. And it's all about them. I used to hear that in the beginning, and I didn't know what that meant. It's all about them. I'm like, I don't understand that, but it is. It's all about what they want right now. And I was trying to make it about me. I knew this is what they needed, and I was trying to make it about me. Let me help you. And guess what? They've got to want it right now. And that's another one of those skills that we learn as we go is what do we need to work on? What have you got anything you want to add to that, Kyle?
I do. I was just thinking of in the beginning, well, I'll say my first half in Life Vantage, it was I was almost afraid to get the no. And now I want to get like to the no as quickly as I can now. If it's not for them, like great, okay, fine. Like and I think in the beginning I took like that to the extreme where I would kind of dance around it and not ask the questions if they're interested or want to try the product or want to look at the business side, and I was afraid to get the no, I think, when I look back. And now I try to change that and get the no a lot quicker. And then if not, if it is no, great, hey, do you mind if I let you know how I'm doing down the road? and so I can always reach back to them and touch base down the road, but it's no for now. And it is so frustrating with the people that need it, because another guy I'm talking to right now, he has a gym locally. He's his kids one of his kids is friends with mine, and he really took a beating with COVID, because his gym had to shut down for a long time. And so, we've been texting back and forth and dancing, he's like, and he was kind of in control of the conversation, like, oh, I'll check my schedule. And finally today I was like, hey, listen, sounds like you're busy right now. Maybe I'll check back with you, but if you know anybody who's looking, I'm looking for partner up with people, and anybody who's looking to make extra money, this is a place. So I'll touch back, with you down the road. And I haven't heard back from him, but I don't know where he's at, mentally, financially. I know he needs it. I know that because he told me. I met with him for, he knows what it is. We did the initial 15-20 minute meeting and face to face, and so I was just going to meet with him again and do the business part, but he's not there yet. So I got to so now I'll wait for him to hear back, but in my mind, it's a no. Like I'm not going to keep bugging him and try to set up a time and beg for him to meet with me. And no, I got other people I can go and try to get in front of.
Right. It is waiting on them. And one of the things that I was surprised at, because when I saw this, the next day I made the decision and jumped in, and I thought that's what other people did. And it turns out only 2% of the people do that. So if it was in one way, it kind of set me back, because I thought everybody kind of thought like I did. And guess what? 98% of them don't. And, when I learned those numbers after, listening to Jim Rohn and Eric Worre, get in front of some people that tell you some real truths, and then go put it into use. And when they tell you it takes 7 or 8 times to touch somebody from the beginning, whether it's just, hey, I've got some information you might need, then you send the information, and then you do the follow-up, and then you can't catch up with them. And it takes 7 or 8 of those. That's when over 80% of the people say yes. So that was another thing I had to learn. I also was pretty strong in sales, and I was a very hard closer. I mean, I got yes the first time. I wasn't going to be dealing with it later. And so I had to learn that this is a follow-up business. And also, because I was a hard closer, some of those people just bought something for a month. So it's like, okay, Debbie, I bought it. So that was another lesson learned. They had to really want it. So I was excited that there are people at all different stages. As when I talk about the funnel, you put people in, and some of them fall out. They're not going to be interested. Some of them sift on through. And if you just keep filling the funnel with people, some of those people that you are looking for will pop out. But if you quit, you're not going to find them. So fill the funnel as fast as you can if you want to do the business quickly, and you'll find the people faster.
It gives you better posture too when you have a funnel, because you're not worried about if that person doesn't do it, then okay, well, I'm on to the next one then,
Yeah, there you go. I mean, so many times that you'll have a new distributor and they're like waiting on this one person. Well, he's thinking that, like, are you talking to anybody else? Because this person might just really say no. Just put them in the funnel and just keep giving them information until they don't want it anymore. But in the meantime, start bringing some more people in. So I'll bring something up today. I mean, there are more people in the world, not just the US, the world, that are looking for what we have. More people than ever want to work from home. They don't want to go to the office. They don't want to go deal with, maybe they've been off work now for a year and they didn't really like what they did. Now they're like, I really don't want to go back there. So there are more people than ever that are willing to change gears, look at another direction. Network marketing has very much changed. I believe LifeVantage absolutely has, integrity that no one else does like us. And we bring the training to you in so many different ways. So there's tons of people looking for what we have, and we are looking for them. So we're just trying to connect those two dots. And I'm really excited about how many people that, I mean, it's really easy to get people's names today. I was at a restaurant, the gal was working there. And people are looking like crazy for folks. I was at a table on the river, and this guy was sitting right behind me, and this waitress had been wonderful, and I was gonna see if I could get her phone number. And the guy started talking to her. He asked her all the questions that I would, so how long have you been working here? Well, about 9 years. It was my first job right out of high school. And I know I'm going to be doing something else. And so I'm looking, and he's like, well, I've got this. It turns out it was an insurance company or AAA or something, but, got the number. And so I waited. So when I left, I caught her on the way out and sat down at a table with her and talked. And so she said, yeah, I know I'm going to have to go back to school and spend a bunch of money. And I just don't need to do that right now. And I've got 2 kids at home. And I said, well, how would you feel if you were working from home? And she said, wow, that'd be amazing. I said, and what if you really could? It all worked out, and it's your time and you get to be with your kids. She says, yeah. I said, okay, give me your number and I'll connect with you. So that just happened. But
she must have been really good if 2 people were trying to recruit her.
well, the thing is, every business needs people today. They don't have enough people.
Oh, absolutely.
There's not enough people to go around.
I know.
So isn't that a great problem?
Yeah.
And they know they are looking. They're saying, I'm looking. And that didn't always happen before. People they didn't want to tell you that they didn't want their job. So times have changed just recently, and I'm excited that we're a part of it. And I want you to finish up by telling me where you really see your future, Kyle. Where are you going?
Oh, elite level. And which one, I don't know where I want to stop at. I don't want to stop. Well, I want to get to 10, obviously, but I really want to hit Pro 7, and obviously I got to get the Pro 6 first. But I'm really excited. I can't believe we're still in the $250,000 or $250 million range of sales. I thought we would have been $1 billion by now. So it's, and we're going to be a multi-billion-dollar company when all said and done. So it's still early, which is great, for anybody that's getting in now. I mean, there's still huge growth. So, but yeah, I see lots more pro elites in the company, and it's exciting because it is still relatively not many people know about it. Well, nobody really knows. I mean, nobody knows about it yet. So it's exciting. And I think it's just a matter of time before we hit that real big growth. We're in I forget if it's 20 or 21 countries now, and you don't know who's going to run into somebody that, oh yeah, well, I know somebody in the Philippines. Oh yeah, I know somebody in Ireland. So, so I'm excited for stuff like that to happen, and then be able to travel around and go to different places while working, while helping people,
Right. Yeah, it's an exciting time. I want everybody to get busy. I know it's the end of the month, but I'm going to bring up, there's a couple of things that I want to talk about just quickly. I know we're at the almost finished here, but I want to bring up the Croatia trip. I cannot tell you how trips can change your business. Not only because someone's paying for it and you're going to some amazing places, but it's the relationships you build when you're there with them and being part of service groups and things like that. So I would definitely tell you, get serious about Croatia. Everybody can still win this trip. What they're asking us to do is actions that create points. And, that's exactly how we grow our business. So I hope everybody knows where to look. Go in your virtual office, go on the right side of the screen, go to quick reports, and then there's the incentive trip tracker, and you can see where your points are. Speaking of points, there are points associated with all of our promotions that are going on right now. And right now is a great time to be picking up Christmas gifts, and there's a point attached to all those products. So take a look. There's go to products and then go to promotions, and it will tell you which one of those products will be in there. There's things there's so many things going on right now. That's why I was going to make this list. So in addition to like the Spark Start bonus, now this started, I think this goes through the end of the month. When someone buys a platinum pack from you and you enroll them personally, on top of your money that they're going to pay you, you're going to get an extra $100 for a platinum pack. So if you're looking for a way how you can put some more cash in your pocket and get busy, enroll people, and they're paying you extra cash. If you sign someone up on an elite package, it's $85. A gold package is $50. A silver pack is $25. And a premier pack is $25. You're also getting points every time you enroll somebody on one of those packs. Again, this is going towards your Croatia trip. They have something called the 1% Club. You can go in your back office and look. It's to start small and earn big. Again, these are things that we should be doing every single month anyway. There's 4 steps that you complete. One is sell an enrollment pack, let's say the first month. Also sell a commissionable product to a customer or a distributor. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Have an active subscription. I hope everyone has that. And then attend at least one of the business building trainings. And when you do that, that's called a 1%er Club. And what you get is 5 more points for the trip. So, I mean, 5 points is huge. And you just grew your business. So I love the 1%er Club. And of course, and we preach and preach and preach about this, is get registered for Elite Academy in Orlando. Who doesn't want to go to Orlando in February? Why not go down there and take a few extra days? It's February 11th and 12th. It's only $79. And go on and take a look at the hotel, the resort that we'll be staying in. It is incredible. This is also the first time that we are going to be staying in the hotel that also has the conference center. And that will really make things really easy. And we're also going to be able to bump into people, find people. I know a lot of times when we go to Elite Academy, people are in 4 or 5 hotels. You know, you're running around trying to catch up with people. We're going to all be there together. And one thing that really has stuck in my head for a really long time, and I do believe that this is absolute truth, the number of people you bring to a big event like that is equal to about $1,000 a year. You bring 40 people there, it's equal to about $40,000 for you. And I've kind of watched the numbers, and this is so true. So if you want to build a business and you've got a number that you're going to need to be able to say retire or do this full time as your plan A, find out what that number is, and then that will just about tell you how many people you need to have at the next big event. So please keep that in mind. And we went just a little bit over. I appreciate everybody's time this evening. Next week, I am super excited. Kai Hayes is going to be here. She is working her tail off. She's in the Philippines. I can't get over the number of enrollments in Pro 1, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s. It's unbelievable, but she is working at it. And that's what you have to do. Get to work at this business to have, you know, those big volumes come in. But I'm so proud of her and proud of her team that gets on this call. I know our times are all off, but excited for each and every one of you. I want to see everybody there in February. So I'm going to just tell you, I'm honored this evening. Thank you. Super busy time of the year. Everybody could be doing something else. I get that. So thank you for not having an excuse, but having the reason to be on here. So good evening.
Thanks, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Kyle.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Debbie.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on.
Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Deb.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Bye. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Good night. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
In the Philippines.
Vandy? I didn't know if you wanted to stop the recording. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.